Look, look at that crazy ass tan line. That's what happens when you hang out with children 3 days in a row within a week outside in the sun. That's terrible. Not sexy at all. Anyways, welcome back to another mukbang, you guys. I'm excited to share with you one of the most requested videos ever, actually, for Vietnamese food. I have Bánh, which is a Vietnamese crepe. I'm going to make the batter right now, so you'll see exactly what steps to take. And it's pretty easy. I've never made it before, so if this is a fail, I'm sorry. Let's start. Let's see here. Take a look at this. This here I bought at the Vietnamese supermarket. It's already all the two types of flours that you'll need actually is already mixed in here, and it's got the turmeric up here as well. So if you're lucky, you'll find one that's already set up for you. All you have to do is just grab the other ingredients such as water, coconut cream, and yeah, it's pretty much done for you already. So what I have to do right now is just pretty much add in this pack into the 3.5 cups of water that I have here. All right, I'm going to be very careful. There's nothing I hate more than getting flour all over the place. All right, so I'll get that in there. All right, and now I'm going to open up this little small turmeric. It's kind of hard to pronounce. So this helps with the color. So we'll get that in there as well. Sorry if I look a little tired. I've had a long day. A good day, but a long day. All right, next, let's add in the coconut cream. You can also find this at any Asian supermarket. I think it was a cup. So pour in about a cup there. And then we're just mix that in there as well. Let's put that right there. All right, let's start mixing. All right. And honestly, the last thing you have to do is just add these green onions. I don't know why, but I love cutting things with scissors. I just find them, I don't know, I just really like doing it. I have no explanation for it. It's so satisfying to me, I don't know why. All right, so I've got that there. The batter is all good to go. So I don't know, it's different for everyone. Some people suggest that you let it sit for 3 hours. Some say even just 10 minutes. The bag says 10 minutes. What else? Some say overnight too, but I'm just, obviously for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna leave it for 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. If it's not fine, then you'll find out very shortly. So while we're waiting on that, let's make a cocktail. I'm gonna make a mint mojito, but we're actually gonna use vodka instead of white rum. I don't have any white rum, and I'm not gonna go out and get some. So this will just have to make do. First off, let's go ahead and squeeze the limes. Make sure this is in view. Oopsies. You know, one of my goals in life is to actually get a lime juicer. But I don't know why, I'm just not willing to drop the money for that, even though I have so much kitchenware. It's weird what I'll buy and what I won't buy. I don't need it. I don't need a lime juicer. Why do I need that? Well, obviously I need one now. Because these limes don't have like soft baby skin. Remember I said that before? Soft baby skin. Those limes are easier to squeeze. I think that should be okay. All right. And luckily, obviously the reason why I chose a mint mojito is because I have mint leaves here. Fresh mint leaves. You just want to muddle the mint in the lime juice. But don't bruise the mint, because it has a weird taste when you bruise it. Just get the flavor out a little bit. I think that's good. So we've got that down there. What I'm going to do now is add the ice. All right. I never measure how much vodka I actually put in, which is terrible. I never know if I put 2 or 3 shots. That looks about a shot and a half or 2. Maybe I'm lying, I'm not sure. But we're going to put some Sprite next. Oh, guys, that looks amazing. All right, grab my straw. I had a mixer, but the reason why I didn't use the mixer is because I didn't want the carbonation of the soda to cause the lid to pop. There you go, my little mint mojito. Let's try it. Good. It's like tastes like a limeade. Tastes like a limeade that needs more alcohol. Don't be shy. All right, so I'll be right back, and we're actually going to start making those guys there. We'll let it sit for a little bit longer. See you in a little bit. Let's just rub that oil all around. Don't worry, this is silicone. I think it can withstand 450 degrees. Hopefully it doesn't get any hotter than that. All right, actually, see, this is what happens if you've never made this before. You don't know what you're doing. So I have some pork here and shrimp. So the pork still has a little fat on it. Don't worry, we're cooking it up a little bit more. I know some people hate that. So we'll put about 4. We're going to put some shrimp as well. Actually, put another piece there. I've already boiled these 2 proteins beforehand. You don't have to. I just think it's a lot easier. The most important thing is to make sure that your pan is hot, so that you are able to put this in here. I think I'm ready to do this, guys. Are you? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up and just pour this all the way around. Make sure it gets everywhere. Maybe a little bit more. circle the pan around. Make sure it touches every edge. Alright. I just lowered the heat a little bit. We're going to let this sit maybe, I'd say 3 minutes. And we'll take it out. We'll add the bean sprouts in the meantime. We'll take a sip. Oh, that is so good. Amazing. All right, so let's check up on this guy. Beautiful. It kind of looks like an omelet, but there are no eggs in there. All right, so let's add the bean sprouts on one side. The reason why I'm doing that is that when you flip the crepe over, all the ingredients are kind of, easily on one side so that it doesn't break. So I'm gonna sit this in for maybe another minute or so. Here. I think it's pretty much good to go. You want to have the sides a little bit crispy, just so that kind of tells you that it's done. But I'm gonna attempt this right now to flip this over. Oh my gosh. I did all right, guys. It broke just a little bit, but I think it's all good. So I was testing it out a little bit. I guess the first one I did is a little broken, so I'm gonna try it again. This time around, I'm gonna make sure that all the ingredients are on one side instead of being scattered all around. So that one is way too big. Alright, I think I'm ready to eat with you guys. So I've got the crepes here, the Vietnamese crepes Bánh on my left, and I have here, I just boiled up the bún bò Huế broth and soup so that, oh, it smells so good. Yeah, so that we could just have it kind of fresh. I bought this way earlier in the day, but I obviously had to heat this up a little bit. Oh my god, it smells so good. I want you guys to take a look at this real quick. See all that beautiful oil. Oh, it's got pork in there. It's got pork blood, which is my favorite. All right, and I've got the ingredients, all the veggies for the bún bò Huế. So we're gonna put in the noodles first. Ooh, that's a lot of noodles. Let that sit in there. I got this at one of my favorite bún bò Huế spots in Westminster, California. So I'll link it down below, just so that if you're ever visiting, if you happen to live there, maybe you can check it out, but it's my favorite spot. So I'm gonna add this little flavoring chili paste here. Oh, smells so good. Onions, cilantro, and oh my gosh, spice up my broth a little bit. My favorite little hot sauce here. And then we'll sriracha that up. Never be shy with sriracha. Where is that lime? I saw that lime. So we're gonna put some lime juice in here. All right, now add my bean sprouts. This is purple cabbage. Very pretty. If you can't tell already, Vietnamese food is absolutely colorful. And I would say it's actually one of the more healthier Asian options. I mean, we still do have our stir fry and all that good stuff, but we are a healthy healthy culture as far as cuisine goes. All right, let's mix this up. Oh, that probably looks so good. That's so amazing. My handy dandy fish sauce. This is for the Bánh xèo. So it's a dipping sauce. And I'll show you how to eat this in a moment. I just can't wait to dig in. Start up on this here. And I apologize if I sweat. It's hot. The soup is hot and the weather is warm. So bomb. Spicy, savory, pork, shrimp. So different from pho. It is like pho to me is like the angel, and bún bò Huế is like the devil to me. It's like two totally, completely opposite ends as far as soups go. Like the best way I describe it is that pho is clean, bún bò Huế is like dirty. It's like a dirty, delicious soup. This is like a little shrimp pork ball. Dip some soup in there. Perfection. Perfection. Oh, it's so hot in here. That's okay. That's okay. I'm fine. I'm not melting yet. Maybe my soul is melting, but I'm not physically melting yet. But somebody had asked me what my favorite foods were, and I listed the top 3 food items that I love. That was number 1, fried chicken. Number 2, ribeye steak. I love steak. And 3, bún bò Huế. Those 3 items. I'm always looking to eat. Go to restaurants and eat those 3 items. It's always on my like craving radar. Ooh. Spicy, so delicious. All right, so let's actually start on this guy here. Oh, he's crispy. I could feel it. So I kind of like to cut it up. There is no easy way to eat this. Bánh xèo is supposed to be it's like a very messy crepe dish. It's messy because you have to use your hands. I'll show you why. All right. So what I'm going to do is grab my lettuce, my perilla leaves, my mince, and my favorite cilantro. And then we're gonna grab the bun sail. It looks like that. Do you see that? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is wrap this up into almost a lettuce wrap. Can't really see it, but it's in there. We're gonna dip this with the fish sauce that I made way back. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good. Mmm. Absolute heaven. My mom would be so proud of me. She would be so... I'm going to show her this video. She's going to love it. So I've been posting videos a lot more frequently. I have no job. I still don't have a job. I don't know what it is, but don't feel bad for me because I've been kind of lazy too. So don't feel sorry for me. I'll figure it out. But I guess at this point, my biggest concern is to obviously pay for rent, right? Because I need a place to live. I know a lot of you guys would offer me rooms, and trust me, I would probably use you until you run dry. I'm just kidding. No, but I know that that is the number one concern. Everything else are just kind of small things, but I'll figure it out. And you know, these videos help me out too, especially since I'm getting paid obviously with the ads and all that good stuff, but it's still not enough. It doesn't do it. This is like well done steak. Fabulous. You can have this in your pho too, actually. And obviously rent was a lot cheaper too before we had moved here. We lived with actually a few friends, but we were kind of forced to move out because shit went down. You know, with our friends, with our roommates slash friends. We're still friends with those people now, but we had to actually, you know, talk it over and all that stuff. But we didn't leave on good terms. But can I just tell you, living with your freaking friends, like, it's not all it's cracked out to be. And you always hear people tell you, do not live with your friends. But I did it anyway. I made that mistake. Why? Because I was desperate to get out of my house, my parents' house. And I didn't have the money to just rent a place on my own or with CJ. So it was really the only option we had. Don't get me wrong, we had fabulous times. It was fun as hell. You know, we threw house parties, we always made dinner together, But in the long run, there were just little small things that, I don't know, that really turn us against each other, right? I think you guys know this all too well. It's not just me. Everyone has to room with other people. Okay, listen. There's another way to eat this. If you don't want to get all sloppy and crazy, I'll show you this time around. Actually, let me cut this up. So what you do is you just take this, right? Simple, just put it in the bowl. Just like that. And then you just put your leaves in here. All your herbs. God, if only you guys could smell all these herbs and this food together. All right, so now we have this kind of like a Vietnamese crepe salad, right? So you just drizzle your fish sauce all over that. There's nothing I hate more when the spoon falls into the soup bowl. It drives me crazy. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna mix this guy around, just like that. So there you go. If you hate eating with your hands, make it easy for yourself. I eat it like this sometimes too because I get so lazy. Fucking amazing. Can't forget this guy. Ooh, kick. Mmm. My friend loves this dish so much. He's not Vietnamese, but he's Korean. But whenever he goes to a Vietnamese restaurant and he's craving this, he always goes, long, yellow, yellow, long, yellow. Sometimes they don't get it, but because it's yellow, that's the only way he can describe it. And I asked him, I was like, don't you know by now, like, where it is on the menu so you could just point it out? He's like, no, because I keep on just asking for yellow and they don't show me where it is. But they understand now. Whatever. Whatever gets you the food that you need. Do whatever it takes. Ah, this meal is so bomb. Okay. Don't get grossed out. So this here, see that? That is the pork blood. Oh, don't be dramatic. It's good. It's good. I'm serious. Mmm. So good. Tastes like you just licked a coin. Very savory, livery, oddly textured coin. It's kind of like getting a bite, or I'm sorry, not a bite, kind of like biting your tongue or something, and you're bleeding, you can taste the blood in your mouth. Mmm. I'm so sad there isn't more. I love that thing. Oh my gosh. This food is so good. I cannot stop it. Sometimes I annoy myself because I hear how much I say it. But I'm so obsessed with food. When I do the same thing in person, I go, yeah, yeah. I mean, even my friends are looking at me like, you're a fucking freak, slow down. What are you, on your YouTube channel? Okay, anyways, back to the roommate talk. So, I'm not a very good roommate. I wasn't a good roommate. And I'll be very honest. Because you're always, you know when your friends complain to you about who they're living with and what problems they're having, it's usually very one-sided. You actually don't get to hear the other side of the story. Why? Because you're not friends with said person's roommate or whatever. But I will admit that I was not a very good roommate. Why? Because, sorry, I didn't do dishes. I would use the dishes, I would cook, but I wouldn't clean them immediately. And I'm not even talking like I'll leave them for like a day and maybe I'll clean them the next night or what, I don't know. I would sometimes leave them for like 3 days. Like, I just did not want to do dishes. I hate dishes. I think they're the worst, actually. I think the worst thing about having this channel is having to clean up all these dishes. It's terrible. I've grown as a person. I'm 30 years old. Calm the fuck down. But, oh, and another thing, too. Whenever I wash my clothes in the washer, you know, and then I'll put it in the dryer, I'll always leave my clothes in the dryer. Like, I'll never take it out and put it in the hamper and fold it. I never fold clothes, by the way. I hate folding clothes, too. I hate everything. But, yeah, so I would never do that. And whenever they had to use the washer and dryer, my clothes would be in there. So they would go insane, like, because they don't have a place to put my clothes, even if they were to take it out for me, you know, because my hamper's in my room or whatever. So that was terrible. I wasn't very courteous, and I admit, like, I know what my faults were, and I know that it wasn't just them, but they had their faults too. I mean, we were both, actually there was a total of 4 of us, 5 of us at one point. But I just think that we were so maybe inexperienced with living with other people that it got to that point. So now I'm living here paying $17.50, right, for a condo, 2 stories and 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, and just like half a bathroom downstairs. But I don't know. But I will tell you, I do like living with just one person, my boyfriend, right? I mean, we can walk around naked inside the house. We don't have to worry about that. We can fart and be nasty, and nobody cares about that. So there are a lot of perks to it, but it gets expensive. Let me see, I want this mint leaves. All right, let's grab this little beautiful cake here. Listen, pay attention, fold it up. Cover over a bowl so you don't make a mess. Makes you want to shake your titties. Do you see the crepe in there? I've always been jealous of people that have lived in dorms, right? At universities. I always thought that was so cool. Like, it was one of those things I actually regret. Because I'm going to a university that, that, you know, you could either live on campus or off campus, but I'm obviously off campus because it's within driving distance. But I don't know, I just feel like I missed out on that. It's just kind of fun to be with your peers and, you know, go out at night after a long day of school, maybe hang out at the local boba shop or the bar, whatever you want to do, and just kind of pig out and eat and just talk about life, talk about how sad you are or how amazing you are, whatever the case. I don't know, it's just one of those things that, one of those great memories that people have that I don't have because I never experienced it. It's never too late though. You never know, I might go to grad school and live, you know, on campus somewhere. But one moment at a time. I'm graduating in 2 months. Yes, in May. I'm graduating. You'll see it. You'll know when it happens. Let's do the little crepe salad right now. Can I be honest with you though, being my age, I think I'm still in school, but you know, I don't know if you know this, or friends, you know, the ones that live in the LA area or Orange County area, big cities or whatever. Have you noticed how the younger generation, even younger than you, like maybe their 20s to 30s, there are a lot of young entrepreneurs. A lot. Like, if you, like, for example, you know those cool kind of ice cream shops that you see here in Orange County, in LA, San Jose, even in New York, you know, those cool little ice cream places with unique ideas. I do that because sometimes those ideas are stolen. Whatever. Nothing's original really these days. I oftentimes get a little, I guess, jealous, right? Because I mean, now they're pulling up in their Rolls Royce, hanging outside of their business with their friends, checking out cars. I've seen it all before. I know people who know these people, and I always wonder, like, will I not be successful if I don't? If my family never had money, you know? Of course you can take out loans, and of course you can, I guess you can, you know, be slinging some dirty money too. You can start growing in your house and start selling and collect that money. Hey, sometimes people have to do it. Whatever, it's hard work. But I don't know. I guess I should not measure success based on how rich they are now. You know, multi-millionaires, and they're younger than me. So what I need to do is stop focusing on that shit, focus on myself, figure out what I'm good at and what I can do regardless. I just want to live comfortably. I think most people do. Everyone does. All right. So, back to the roommate thing. So, I did have a roommate, and I guess I want to say first is that, sure, this is not my story to tell, but I was the one who witnessed it. So, as the person on the other side, I think it's important for me to tell my story. But obviously, I'm going to keep him anonymous. He doesn't even watch my videos, so it should be okay. I'm not obviously not going to name him, but so there was something odd, and I noticed it too. Maybe I would say half a year in of living with him. I always thought it was funny, and I always told CJ and my other roommates, I'm like, why does he why does he take such long showers? I mean, long. They were like, it almost seemed like they were 45-minute showers. You'd hear the water running, you'd hear, that's all you would hear, like water running. And I was just thinking, oh my gosh, he's really getting into it. By getting into it, I mean, he's really masturbating to to death. But I'm like, that wouldn't make any sense. He has his own room. He could do whatever he wants privately in there. So why would he have to do that? I was just really confused. Like, whatever. I hated the fact that he wasted water. That was one of my big things. Like, do not waste water. It drives me insane. But we were all cowards. We didn't really want to ask him why, so we just kind of let it go. And then there was that day. No, he was in the living room. I was in the living room. And then I remember just walking to his room. I forgot what I needed. I knocked on his door, but his door was not closed all the way. So, obviously, as I was knocking, it pushed open. And as it pushed open, what I saw was pretty unbelievable. What it was is that he had a cup. He had, I think, Oreos. He also had a 2-liter Coke sitting there, and he had a bag of chips, right? But what I noticed was that in the cup was not Coke. In the cup was actually Oreo bits and chip bits. And it was really obvious because it was seriously halfway. And I was thinking, and the fact that he did this too, like, what's up? But I had a glimpse of it. Like, I saw it immediately. So when you're kind of behaving that way, I'm starting to think that there is something weird. You know, I'm going to suspect something. And I was like, that is so weird. Like, why would you have spit out your Oreos and your chips into a cup? Like, why would you be spitting that out? And it hit me. At that moment, I was like, oh my gosh. He's bulimic. Like, he's not even taking in the food that he's eating. He's quite literally chewing on the Oreos and chewing on the chips, taking all the flavor in, and then spitting it back out into the cup. Listen, it made sense to me. It made sense to me because I was just shocked. I mean, he would literally just take the 2-liter bottle and drink it. But I don't know if he actually throws up the Coke. I don't know. I could only imagine how much that would hurt with the carbonation and all. But yeah, he just chewed his food and he spat it out in a cup. And that was that. I didn't say anything immediately. I was like so dumbfounded. I did not know what to do. I didn't know I've never seen this before. And that's why I think it's important for me to talk about, because I've never witnessed that. Like, that was so brand new to me. And it exists, you know, it's, some of my viewers have battled with it. So I think it's important to address, and it's not, it's hard. I think it's hard for them to kind of move on from that, you know, and stop doing what they're doing. It's not that easy. So the struggle is very real. But yeah, it made sense because the showers, the long showers, he would actually, I think, throw up and flush the toilet. But with the shower on, you can't really hear that, right? Everything made sense. So the moment I actually decided to talk to him was actually at a house party that we were throwing. House parties. I love house parties. I love being the host of a party. You know me. You could already tell. But yeah, and I remember, you know, us going outside, we're having a cigarette, and it was just us two, randomly too, because I lived with him. I knew it was my roommate, you know, and I just remember hearing that music, you know, when you close the door to the front door, and you still hear that music thumping. I just remember that. I was kind of buzzed, and I just sat on the curb and sat next to him, and I literally just looked him in the eye and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Dude, you saw me see you with the cup. Like, we didn't talk about it, but come on, like, don't act stupid." Even as buzzed as I was like, "Come on," like I wanted to shake him. But he knew exactly what I was talking about. And I said, you know, like, how long has it been, you know? And apparently it's been on and off for a long time, ever since he was a young child, you know? And it stemmed from actually seeing his mother do it. So it was something that basically was, I don't know, the behavior was kind of passed down to him. I don't know, I guess if he saw his mom do it, then he thought it was okay. But yeah, that was the first time he's ever talked about it. And I think he feels better about himself for doing so. So I'm very proud of him. I'm not sure, I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I hope that he is doing well and that he is not doing that. But that is some serious shit, okay? So like I said, with roommates and all that stuff, you never know what's going on. If you're living in close proximity to someone, you're gonna find out things that are no bueno. Sorry, real quick. This is pork. I think this is I don't know what part of the pork, but it was good. And I guess talking about anorexia, bulimia, whatever, it's kind of relevant on a mukbang channel because a lot of people wonder if some of us throw up our food. Like, that's a legit thing to think about, right? How could you take so much food in and act like it's nothing, you know? I've always told you that the most important thing to me is when you question us. You have to question us. Don't take everything that we're saying. Don't take it word for word. Don't trust us so easily. You have to question all of us and what we're doing and what our intent is. Never stop asking questions, okay? That is really good. Like I said, I know a lot of viewers that did go through that. They've even, you know, directly messaged me, told me about their story. And I think that's fantastic. And I'm glad that I'm able to help you at least, you know, have a meal. You know, at least this video forces you to have a meal with me. Because we're hanging out, right? I don't like to eat alone. That's my pet peeve. Never take me out to the restaurant and have me order a main dish while you're getting a small little wonton appetizer. Like, I will kill you. Like, don't do that. That drives me insane, because then I feel like a pig, a crazy pig. But yeah, something to think about. Actually, this looks like a little wedding bouquet that I put together. Marry me. It's too late now. Looks like shit. Everything's wilted. Our marriage won't last. Mmm. Mm-mm. Super messy. Mmm. Absolutely delicious. That was so satisfying. So with all that roommate talk, it sounds terrible. But like I said, we had our great moments, and I want to end it on a positive note. Living with your friends or whatever can be very fun. I remember the great times of binge watching Netflix, playing board games, because I happen to love board games. We would play, I don't know, Mario Kart or Mario Party or whatever. It was great. And, we would always go out because they were conveniently the next room down. They would help watch our dogs. Like, there were great things. And I don't mean to say that having a roommate is terrible. It's good. And sometimes they're so amazing they end up being your best friends. Completely strangers, But it really depends on how experienced you are living with another person. I was a terrible roommate, and I will say that right now. Please don't think that I was this holy kid, did everything perfectly. I did not do anything perfect. If anything, I think I was, if they were to rank all of the roommates, I think I'd be number fucking 5. Like, I would be the worst. It was terrible, but I'm okay now. I think. CJ hasn't said anything just yet, but I'll let you know if he thinks I'm a shitty roommate. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Another long fucking video, but whatever. We're always hanging out. Take out the board games next time. We can play Monopoly. I don't like losing. I really don't. Love you. Bye.